all they can get, they can do on their computer, they can
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be 3% less. So North Carolina, you don't know,
Yeah.
you get one over 4%. Does that make sense? I mean, and you can't claim in North Carolina.
Okay, I got it.
Well, I took this gun before it was there, and they showed me it don't matter. So I was going, here, make it.
I know, that's right.
It don't, no,
Right.
I don't remember. It's something they can
I got 6:01. I'm running behind the schedule here tonight. If y'all would stand, please, for pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance. Remain standing, please, for our invocation. Mr. Hughes.
Almighty God and gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight that we can gather here. Father, we ask God for your blessings upon us tonight, blessings upon this meeting. Father, blessings upon our seating, upon our departments. And I pray, God, that all that we do here, that we glorify you. Thank you for your goodness, and your love, and your sweetness. For us in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Chad. First off, I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight. For whatever reason, anybody watching online, thank you for attending there. I love our city, I love our council meetings, and we got a full crowd here tonight, so we're so proud of that. Council and staff, you see the announcements before you. Are there any additions or corrections that you'd like to make to those, the announcements? Has everybody got an agenda that wanted one? Okay. The very first thing on the agenda there tonight, it says, announcements, is Election Day tomorrow. So I encourage everybody to go vote online. If you're watching, go vote. And then on November the 11th is Observation of Veterans Day holiday. And I'd like to invite everybody to Central Park at 11 o'clock. Veterans Day is the 11th month, 11th day at 11 o'clock. So that's very important there. So we'll open up the meeting at 6:03 for public comment. And public comment, this agenda item is included the input to the City Council from any citizen who wishes to address the Council without requesting to be on the agenda. Those who wish to address City Council will require to provide their name, address, including city, county of residence, and topic. Speakers shall be courteous in their language and presentation. Any disruption of the meeting, insults, personal attacks, accusations, profanity, vulgar language, inappropriate gestures, or other inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. If this occurs, the person will be identified and asked to stop or leave. If the behavior continues and they refuse to leave, they will be removed from the council meeting. The speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to speak. The number of speakers on the topic relating to a future advertised public hearing matter may be limited to council's discretion. Council reserves the right to request a designated spokesperson for a large group. The spokesperson will be allowed 6 minutes in that case. Public session will be limited to 30 minutes. The council will only listen and not respond, but may decide to place a topic on a future agenda. So the first person on our public comment is Mackenzie Boyles and Allison O'Brien.
Hello, my name is Mackenzie Boyles and I'm a junior at West Oaks High School.
My name is Allison O'Brien, and I'm also a junior, and I go to West Oaks High School. And we both attend Capella Church of Christ.
We have started a donation drive because families are losing benefits. Our drive is for families in need of formula, diapers, and wipes. The drive will run from today, November 3rd, until November 23rd. All donations will go to the Hope Pregnancy Center in King for distribution to local families in need.
The donation boxes will be found at City Hall, Stoco, and Bella Blythe, as well as some churches, including Capella Church of Christ, First Christian Church, King Moravian, and potentially Poplar Springs. We will be picking up these donations once or twice a week and deliver them to the Hope Pregnancy Center.
Thank you for your time and allowing us to have a donation box here at City Hall.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our future is bright with young ladies like that, and thank you so much. Y'all didn't even look nervous. Oh, I forgot to ask you your song that you were going to sing. We were talking about that out in the hallway, but they'll be prepared next time, right? Okay. Next up is Beverly Essex.
From young ladies to old ladies. Thank you for allowing me to come today. My name is Beverly Essick. I have lived at 200 Pilot View Drive in King, just 2 blocks from here, for the past 53 years. I'm coming here today for 2 reasons. One, I want to acknowledge and compliment the work of our engineer, Ben Marion, and to support the recommendation that's on your agenda tonight. I called and left a message for Ben on Monday, October the 20th. He returned my call that very afternoon. I asked about the process for recommending to you all that a 4-way stop sign system be installed at the Pilot View Drive, Recreation Acres Lane, Westview Drive intersection. The request was made due to multiple accidents that have occurred at my house and my neighbor's house. People are not navigating that curve, and they just run off all the time. He explained the process to me, and thus I had originally planned to come to y'all tonight to recommend such action. However, Ben came out to the intersection that very week. I called him the next week, learned he had already spoken with the appropriate people, had already planned things, and is on your agenda tonight for a recommendation. So I'm here to support his recommendation, and I'm also here to give him a shout out. He was very receptive and rapidly responded to my request. So thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Ms. Essex. Next up is Kathy Loveday, King Chamber of Commerce.
They're giving me a hard time back in the peanut gallery back there. Mayor and city council members, I just wanted to say thank you. I want to first thank you all for all the help that you all gave for our candidate forum that we had. Ben and let's see, I'm trying to think who all, but I just really appreciated all the help that they gave Tiffany with trying to get that set up and everything, and it went really well, and I appreciate all the help that they gave for that. And then also for Halloween, it went really, really well, and we had a lot of kids. We ran out of candy, and so I just wanted to say thank you for all the work that everybody does, the police department, the fire department, and all the city workers that help with that. And then I just wanted to invite you all to our Christmas in the Barn event. That is next Saturday, the 15th. That is from 5 to 8 at the American Legion down in the barn. And then we also have our Business Before Hours that I want to invite you to, and that's this Wednesday, and that's at Arbor Ridge at Stanleyville from 7:30 to 9. So thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Next up is Stephen James.
Good evening, Council. I've got several issues. First being, what happened in this city on October 18th was an absolute disgrace. Hopefully it never happens here again. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, the No Kings protest at Jefferson Church Road and Main Street had over 100 people in full costume, all against our president. This should never be allowed to happen in this city again. Now, my main reason for bringing this up is I think there should be an ordinance put in place that you have to be identifiable at all times if you protest in this city. There were people in full body costumes, full face masks that could not be identified. In the parking lot where these people were parked, there were out-of-state license plates. If something would have happened there and these people jumped in a car and took off, we may have never known who they were. That ordinance needs to be put in place immediately. That you must be identifiable at all times if you're going to protest in this city. Okay. Next, I want to bring up this election tomorrow. We currently have 3 candidates on the ballot. There are also 2 write-in spaces. You can vote for none, you can vote for 1, you can vote for 2. I'm just going to say this. I'm disappointed that there were 2 candidates on the ballot that disagreed with our King Police Department helping ICE. No matter what ICE requests, they are a federal law enforcement agency, and it is a felony to not have them assist, to not have our police department assist with that. So I hope everybody will take that into consideration and vote for who you think is the best candidate. Next, something I brought up before, I still think we got to have a no left turn policy at this intersection up here. You can probably go out there right now and look. I bet traffic's backed up to Carroll Memorial because of somebody trying to turn left at Dalton Road. And I just feel like we got to get something done about that because it's every day now before somebody gets hit in that road up there. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. James. I will make a statement. Everybody's welcome to come and speak here, no matter what you have on your heart. So that's what we're here for, is to listen to the public. And we do appreciate everybody that comes. Whether we agree with you or not, that's what we're here for, is to listen to you and try to make our city a better place. So thank you for everybody that signed up for public comment. And it's 6:13. We will close public comment at 6:13. Next up, council, is adjustments to the agenda. Are there any adjustments to the agenda from council or staff at this point? Yes, sir.
All right, we would like to remove, item 5C, replace 5C with the AIA that was laying into this. Make that 5C, and also add the CBD item that was laying into this, 5D.
5D. All right, council, we're going to remove 5C, the original 5C, then we're going to add the AIA as 5C, and then also the CBD as 5D. I'll entertain a motion for the change.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Councilwoman Fowler, and then Councilman Lane. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. Next up is the consent agenda. The consent agenda is the first order of business. These items listed are believed to be non-controversial and are administrative in nature. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council person requests or a citizen's request and is granted permission to speak. The items will then be removed for the consent agenda and considered individually. Otherwise, all items will be enacted as one motion. So is there anything that you'd like to take off the consent agenda to discuss separately? Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman Fowler, Councilman Lane. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. Moving right along, we're on 3A, which is the agenda. And at this point, we'll have introduction of new employees. This is always a highlight for us at the city to have new employees. So let's see, who's up first to introduce Joel Atkins? Okay, Mark.
This is our, Mr. Mayor, Council, this is our new member, he's been with us about a month, this is Joel Atkins. Nathan here, Nathan Wood. Joel's been with us about a month, Nathan's been with us 3 weeks, and they really come in, come forward, pick them up and put them down. I got to read cycle done early this time, and I'm glad to have them aboard.
Fantastic. Welcome aboard, guys.
Welcome.
Thank y'all.
Hope you'll make a career here. Next up is Weston Rawlings.
Mayor, Council, this is Weston Rawlings. He's been with us now a couple of weeks, and we're glad to have him. He come right in and he discussed it on the foot and said, let's go. He's been with us nice so far.
Fantastic.
Hope everything works out and keep doing good.
Good. Welcome.
Maybe you'll be here many years like Rick and some of the others and make it a career. Don't look at it as the very beginning, because there's light at the end of the tunnel. So thank y'all all for coming to City of King to work for us. We appreciate that. All right, next up is 4A. Will be presentation of the 2024 AWOP Award for the City of King Water Treatment Facility. I think Ben has got this.
Yep, I sure do. I'm going to ask Mark to come to the podium because it's really his staff that earned this award. So the AWOP award is the area-wide optimization program. This initiative encourages water systems to improve drinking water quality beyond compliance levels to enhance the public health and protection. Optimization is achieved through enhanced process monitoring and control use using existing staff and facilities. Performance is measured relative to optimization goals. These performance goals are focused on turbidity removal, largely based on the correlation that reducing settled water turbidity to below a 2 NTU and its source water and reducing finished water turbidity to below 0.1 NTU helps reduce contaminants harmful to human consumption, mostly Giardia and Cryptosporidium. Water treatment facilities that meet these performance goals will provide higher quality drinking water to the customers and protect public health by reducing the risk of microbial contamination that may pass through the filtration process. Awards are given each year to water systems that demonstrate outstanding turbidity removal, a key test of drinking water quality. Turbidity is the measure of cloudiness or haziness of water caused by individual particles that can interfere with disinfection and microbial growth. While all drinking water systems must meet strict state and federal guidelines, these systems meet performance goals that are significantly more stringent. This award is given every year to water plants that meet or exceed these performance goals. Only 60 to 70 water plants receive this award on a yearly basis. There are approximately 240 water treatment facilities in the state of North Carolina. We are pleased to award the AWOP award for the year 2024 to the City of King's Water Treatment Facility. This is a true testament to the dedication of the staff and their commitment to providing safe, clean drinking water to its customers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This is the 6th year in a row that the City of King's Water Treatment Facility has been optimized and has won this award.
Mark runs a good program down there. Thanks, Mark. We're all here. Next up is something that we all ought to take in mind. This is a proclamation from the mayor and council for our veterans. I'd like to have our veterans, any of you that come here that is a veteran, I'd love for you to come up here with me. If I can do it. We're supposed to give you this, so take down the shop, and I'll read this for us for Veterans Day. This crowd's seen it for the weekend. Whereas it has long been our custom to commemorate November the 11th, the anniversary of the ending of World War I, paying tribute to the heroes of the tragic struggle, and been rededicating ourselves to the cause of peace. And whereas the intervening years, the United States has been involved in other great military conflicts which have added millions of veterans living and dead to honor the roles of this nation. And whereas Congress passed a concurrent resolution on June 4th of 1926 calling for the observation of November 11th with appropriate ceremonies, and later provided in an act approved on May 13th of 1938 that November 11th should be a legal holiday which should be known as Armistice Day. Whereas in order to expand the significance of this commemoration, and in order that the grateful nation may take appropriate homage to the veterans of all wars, we have contributed so much to the preservation of the nation by Congress by the act of approving on June 1st of 1954, changed the name of the holiday to Veterans Day. Now therefore, I, Richard E. McCraw, by virtue of authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of King, and on behalf of our city council and all of our citizens in keeping with the time-honored tradition of recognizing and honoring our veterans, do hereby call upon the citizenry of the city of King to participate in services to observe the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month with the expression of gratitude to all of our veterans known to them, and the future extension of this gratitude to the families of deceased veterans, and to solemnly remember the sacrifices of all who fought in battles on the sea, in the air, and on foreign shores to preserve our heritage of freedom, and let us reconstruct ourselves to the task of promoting an enduring peace so that their efforts should not have been in vain. Whereof I appear unto set my hand to cause the seal of the city of King to be affixed this 3rd day of November in the year of our Lord 2025. So proud of those men who served our country. They were the lucky ones. They were able to come back. Next up will be our action item number 5. This is amendment to Chapter 26, 26205, Sidewalk Multipurpose Trails. Public hearing was held on 10/6 of 2025 at the City Council meeting. Items were tabled at the 10/6/25 meeting for further clarification from Todd Cox. So you have 5A, which is the amendment to that chapter on sidewalks and multi-purpose trails. So I'll open this up for public comment, and nobody signed up, so we'll close it. So at this point, I'll entertain anybody has any questions on this.
Is the comment okay?
Yes, sir.
After reading this, this is exactly what I was hoping for from the beginning. So this is great. As far as what happens to ETJ, you know, I'm fine with it not going there, but within the city limits, I definitely like it on both sides. I believe that will enhance safety and maybe even improve the quality of homes being built here. So I think it's I think this is exactly what I was looking for when we started. Also, thank you on that. Appreciate the planning board and their work on this as well.
Yes, sir. Councilwoman Fowler?
That's good.
Councilman Bowler?
Yeah, this is exactly why I wanted to table this, to make sure we can get this ironed out and just, I think make just make King the best version of itself. And so this is just one step closer to that.
Yes, sir. Mayor Pro Tem?
I just want to thank the planning board for their recommendation here, and also thank our attorney who worked on this, and as well our staff. To be quite honest, we don't have that much land left in the city of King, but I think this would enhance King if we do this. And I would make a motion, we approve it.
Okay.
Second.
And it needs to be in keeping with the city's comp plan, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
in keeping with the city's conflict.
Okay. So we had Councilman Cole and then Councilman Fowler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, carries unanimous. All right, 5B. This is proposed traffic change at Pilot View Drive. And I think Mr. Marion has got this.
Yes, sir. So, as Ms. Essick alluded to earlier, we've had some issues in the past with Pilot View Drive, especially right there at the curve where Recreation Acres Lane, and the intersection of Recreation Acres Lane and Westview Drive. With traffic growing around King, a lot of citizens are using this as a cut through, and the speed limit through that area is 25 miles an hour. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody goes 25 miles an hour in that area. And with, police traffic and things of that nature, they are having to, it's hard for them to get out to that area as often as they would like to. And so when I talked with Ms. Essick, she proposed an idea of making that a four-way intersection, a four-way stop intersection. That would slow the traffic down there. And actually, that was probably a pretty good idea. So me and the superintendent of Public Works went out there, we looked at it, we kind of got a game plan. There is actually a crosswalk there where the sidewalk comes down by the library, and then there's a sidewalk that goes down Recreation Acres Lane. That was never striped for that crosswalk to be there. So we kind of included that into this project, is to put a crossbar there, make that the stop crossbar and a crosswalk, as well as putting 4 stop signs and stop ahead signs in the appropriate areas, and that makes everybody stop at that intersection and then take off. When we got to investigating it a little bit further, there's an intersection down below that for West Street, and so there's a long straightaway there before it gets to the top of a hill. You get a lot of traffic there, a lot of speeders there. So we said, well, if we're going to do this, why not just do both intersections and make them both a four-way stop intersections? And that's kind of what we looked into. That's kind of the proposal that you have tonight. Up on the screens, you can actually see the 2 intersections. We would have all the signage and hardware. Was like $1,800 to get all the hardware and signs, and then another $500 to do all the striping. And so what staff would recommend and we talked to the police chief about this, and he agreed. He thought this was a good way to kind of slow everybody down. So staff would like to recommend implement these changes at these 2 intersections on Pilot View Drive. And I'll entertain any questions you may have.
Do you have any questions for Mr. Marion?
I don't have any questions. I'd just like to say with our traffic issues that we're having, I think anything that we can do to facilitate our traffic flow would be in our best interest to do that. And I appreciate your work on this as well, Ben. You worked hard on it, I know that.
And let me say, we work with DOT on DOT maintained streets.
Right.
Pilot View, Westview, West Street are all owned by the city of King. So we can implement those things with council.
Yes.
Well, I think it's a great idea. I support that, and I appreciate Beverly thinking about that and getting in touch with Ben and giving Ben a shout out. So, good job, Ben.
I like this idea, and I actually like it so much. What would it look like at the other end of Westview, where there's also speed issues right now?
Westview, you're talking about on Pulliam?
Yes.
Yeah. So Pulliam is not a 4-way, but we could
A 3-way?
Yeah, it's a 3-way. We looked at that as well. That's something we're still kind of working on.
Are there pros and cons just off the top of your head on that?
Everybody's gonna be mad that they gotta stop now, but, I mean, you're gonna get complaints. No, as far as from traffic wise, no, not that we can tell.
What do you think, maybe for the chief, what do you think from a enforcement standpoint, putting a stop sign at the other end there on Pulliam would do?
Oh, it'd definitely help. I mean, because you're looking at a whole stiffer, fine, traffic fine if you violate and not stop at the stop sign. There's a lot more serious consequences versus a speeding ticket.
Is that something maybe, council, we could consider for next meeting to
I
maybe
think
have
so.
Diggs?
We can work it,
I would be willing
we
to
can
do
draw
that.
that up and get the cost for the
Because
signs and
we've
things
had
like
some
that.
complaints there before, I would be willing to do that.
You want it at West Street or Westview Street or both?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
I'd say both.
And you also got food.
The only thing you gotta worry about is Westview and West Street, they're gonna be very close together.
And West is the first one here, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of coming up at that, you kind of have a curve
You
that
got
kind of
the
goes to
curve
that
there,
too,
yeah.
so that may be a little bit more difficult.
If I was gonna do it, I'd probably do Westview.
Westview's kind of the middle.
Yeah.
Food, the other side.
Well, how about y'all study it, talk to the police chief and bring it back, bring something back to
Yeah,
us.
but I love this end, and maybe
I
the
do
other
too.
end as well.
Anything to make it safer. I know when you had it on there that a lot of people use this as a cut through.
Yeah.
I know if I'm gonna go to Walmart, I'll come up and go out there and go out, up by the police department and out that way. I mean, and as our traffic gets heavier in the city, you learn all of these little ways to get around all of that, and that's one of them. So, and I see that, looks like total cost is gonna be $2,300, and, it will be funded through the street department budget.
Yes.
So, through the Power Builder Fund, so, that sounds good to me, so, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the staff recommended traffic pattern changes on Pilot View Drive.
Okay.
Motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous, thank you, council. So next up is, we took off 5C, and then, we're looking at a new 5C, which is the AIA-WW grant. And I think, Mr. Barra has this one.
I'm
Oh.
actually gonna take this one, Mr.
Okay.
Mayor. So, the AIA grant is a grant that we got, 3-4 years ago?
Well, you remember we pursued it 7 or 8 times. I think we were successful like on the extra.
And so we ended up getting $200,000 to go towards the mapping of this sewer system, of the wastewater sewer system. Before you tonight is a resolution to be able to apply, to give to DEQ, for the grant, in order to be able to obtain the rest of the funds for the grant. The deliverables for this project were the development of asset inventory GIS database and the map of the system, field data collection, horizontal wastewater assets, performing baseline condition asset assessment of collected assets, development of priority list for the repair and upgrade of the collection system and pump stations based on its conditions and the risk of failure over time, and develop a basic computerized maintenance management system to track maintenance activities of the wastewater collection system. One thing to note is that we did this with the water system probably 5 years ago. Well, it's probably 10 years ago. It got implemented about 5 years ago. And we actually have a true map book, and we have a GIS layer of all the water lines in the city's system. 325 miles of
The
it.
hopes originally was to put this on our GIS system and have it, when we first started that, have it all on there so we can pull it all up.
Yeah, once this is, this is a completed project, they will turn over the GIS layer to us for both the water and the sewer. And we have talked about maybe putting that on, giving it to the county so that they can put it on the GIS system so that everybody can see where water and sewer lines are at, water and sewer mains are at within the system.
That's good.
We get calls daily from realtors and developers and things of that nature. Is there a water line here on this property, and what size is it? And it just makes life a lot easier for everybody to be able to see that. It's all public information anyway.
Yes.
And it really helps our utility guys out to know where everything is at, where the manholes are at, you know, how far they are between each other. It just makes life a lot easier.
Did I hear you say we had 325 miles
325 miles of water line.
of water?
Just water.
Of water.
Almost 50 miles of sewer.
15 miles of sewer. Wow. Any questions for council for Mr. Marion? Nope. Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion we approve resolution 2025-11.
Second.
Okay, got a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. Next up is 5D that we added in here. This is review. These items discuss as far as CBD hemp retail store. So either you have this one, Emerson?
I did.
Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright?
This item is basically being brought to you guys just to inform you about CBD and its popularity. It's a business that sells various products derived from the hemp plant, such as oils, gummies, lotions, and hemp flowers that contain very low levels of delta-9 THC, which is the psychoactive compound found in marijuana. Todd and Brad mostly worked on this just as an idea to see if you guys wanted to review this and get our attorney to make a text amendment and add it to our section 32-198 commercial, or just let it be a similar use like the sale of beer and wine.
Yeah, I'll open it up for questions to Mr. Wright. Mayor Pro Tem, you have a comment?
Not exactly questions. I'd like to tighten up what we already have regarding that. I think we have several of those already in our city, and I'd certainly like to tighten up our ordinance related to that. We don't need any more, in my opinion. On one hand, we're trying to make this a beautiful, comfortable city to be in without drugs, and on the other hand, we can't just approve something like this to be here. That's my thinking.
Mr. Bowl, do you have any comments here?
No additional, but I agree.
Okay, Councilwoman Fowler?
I would like to see the attorney make a text amendment for us to review, to add it to that section, yes. I would be for that.
Yes, ma'am. Councilman Martin?
You know, a question that we've been asked in the forum, we were asked, you know, at the newspaper and other people's, what will we do to stop the epidemic of drugs in our country? And removing things that are gateways into being drug users is a huge step there. So anything that we can do to put a blockade in the way. I mean, my day job is youth ministry, and I know these things, you know, the vape pens and all sorts of things that have that stuff in there, that is just a gateway that gets people further and further down the road. So anything that we can do to help people not go down the road that ends in ruin in their lives is something that I would help do. My understanding is also that there is not a testing standard for this. So I mean, is there a way to require testing or something in a text amendment?
There is a testing standard, but it's a laboratory test. And occasionally, investigations are done through appropriate evidence testing. You may have seen in the news down in Hope County last week, the sheriff confiscated and arrested May a vape shop where illegal THC products were being sold. So the idea is not to enable the sale of illegal products. There are illegal THC. There is a level where it's illegal under North Carolina law and federal law. But below that, it is not illegal, though there is now age restriction on selling those products. And so we're not looking to legalize something that's illegal, but to say for a retail store, are there guidelines or requirements for a retail store selling this in terms of what certification, and that sort of thing.
Is this, as it's written, I mean, for your side, on the police side, what's enforceable about this, or what issues would you see?
Well, he's right about regulation. There is the store supposedly buys the product from there, a retailer or a provider. They can sign supposedly a lab report that says that this contains less than 3%. That certificate, my understanding, that certificate can come from anywhere. If this product came from China, then they can type up a certificate saying that this product was tested in a lab somewhere that was 3% or less. Now, with that being said, they're not supposed to. They're self-regulated to some extent. It still takes law enforcement undercover going in, testing these products, in order for that to be confirmed. Yes, this store is selling 0.3% or below, but as far as the state has come out and said, yes, it's got to be lab tested, it's got to be. The problem is we don't know where this certification's coming from when the product, it's not a North Carolina, a lot of them's not a North Carolina certified lab that's giving those results. The last one we encountered, it came in the box mailed with the product, and we have no clue where it came from, where the certification of that lab came from. That's the problem that you will have with the stores. Not to say that all of them are, not maintaining what they're supposed to. It's just, it's not really regulated. The rules are there, but the rules are not followed, I guess is what I'm trying to. There's not, it's just, you gotta have a certificate basically saying that product you sold was 0.3% or less. We don't know where these certificates are coming from. It's not North Carolina. So if, some state in South Carolina, Georgia provides this box of gummies to this store, they just have to have a lab sheet in there that says it was tested. That's all the store has required to have.
Is there a way to tighten those
That's what I
certifications
was
up?
gonna ask.
To make it more
Is there a way to?
stringent, or require testing in North Carolina or something along those lines?
I would have to look to see whether that's within the city's authority to do, or whether that should be reserved to the state.
Might have to come to the state level.
I'd like to give you that answer after some
Absolutely.
research,
Yes.
but we'll leave it there.
Yes.
Yeah, I would I would want us to tighten that up, if at all possible. I don't know exactly from what the chief said, I'm not sure exactly how that would work, but.
I would like this to be as tight as we can possibly be within the rule of law.
Understood.
I think that sounds like sort of a consensus on this.
Sounds like it has to come from the state level, but I got a question from the chief. We've already got one in the city. Have you had any trouble out of that store? Okay. Just,
Short answer, no.
Okay. Good deal. If there's some way that we can tighten this up to where it won't cause a problem. I know on the October 29th, Mayor Pro Tem and myself attended a meeting in Forsyth County about the North Carolina opioid settlement agreement discussion. So it's just statewide problems, and just like Councilman Lane said, it's a gateway into that, to other things that can cause serious problems and destroy families. And so, yeah, I'd love to see us do anything we can to tighten that up if we can, Brad, and bring it back to us. So
Another concern I would have is that, wherever the product is coming from, if these certifications are not necessarily accurate, or if they're just throwing a piece of paper in there that's been tested. I mean, there could be a myriad of things in those products that could do some real damage. So.
Well, and there are lots of things out there now talking about that it mentions being a psychoactive compound. I mean, marijuana is much purer today than it was years ago, and it's causing people major issues mentally and all sorts of things. So anything we can do to keep those problems away from our city, protect our citizens, I'd like to.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion on this, council.
I'd like to make a motion to request our attorney to review and make a text amendment to add to use to section 32-198.
Second.
Is that to be tabled, or is it to come back?
It's
have a
asking
committee?
him to look into it for us.
It would go, so the form of it would be a text amendment to the zoning ordinance to add in a new use.
Mhm.
Would be some CBD, hemp retail store.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so it would go through planning board and then to council.
So it would be at least maybe January before we would see this again.
At earliest, it would be December,
Yeah, latest January.
depending on working with Todd and Emerson on getting it to planning
Okay,
board, getting it
okay.
drafted, and getting it to planning board.
We definitely need to get that back.
Which I'm not sure when November planning board is.
24th.
24, okay. So we'd have to publish and have a public hearing there. Is there a
Yeah.
actually, I don't think the ordinance requires a public hearing for planning board.
Would this involve just a CBD retail store, or would it also affect, for example, a gas station who wanted to sell CBD products?
Yeah, it probably would affect those, but businesses that are selling CBD right now within business zoning would be pre-existing non-conforming uses. You're not shutting them down after enacting a new ordinance.
But would this,
This would apply to businesses wanting to undertake that use in the future.
so if a gas station started selling a CBD product, they would then fall under a potential ordinance that we're looking at now in the future?
After the ordinance is enacted.
Yes. Right. Okay.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is Councilman Lane, it was first, and then he wants it to be tabled, and it was seconded by Mr. Bowles. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous 4-0. Table it, and we'll let Brad work on that for us. Thank you, sir. It's a pretty complicated subject there.
Yes, it is.
Next up is our departmental reports. Does council have any questions or concerns about the departmental reports that they would like to address? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to acknowledge receipt of the departmental reports.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, Council Lady Fowler and Councilman Lane. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. And thank you, departments, for your reports. That really detailed some of these reports, and we do appreciate that. It gives us a good overview of what's happening, and great things. Next up is items of general concern. So we will start off with Councilman Bowles.
I was able to go out to the our trick or treating the other night, and it was just really wonderful. So thank you to all who came out. Thank you for Chamber to getting that all going. It was wonderful. So the other thing is get out and vote tomorrow. We can't do what we do up here without support from the city, and so I know everybody here would appreciate your vote very much, and it's just very important to express that right when we get to. So thank you for doing that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Councilman Lane.
First off, just a couple things involving tonight. I was pretty amazed by the young ladies doing the diaper drive. Because we're a collection center, is there any way that we can share that information on our social media? Would that be possible? I think that
Possibly
would
put
be-
it on our sign out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything to help the Hope Pregnancy Center is
yeah.
huge. Helping moms maybe who are in situations they didn't expect to be in. And
Amen.
This is very good. Or moms who expected to be there but just are having a hard time financially. So
Yep.
that's a big deal. Also, the AWOP Award. 4 years ago, I remember meeting with Ben when he was at the water plant and talking to him. And we've sort of taken a worst to first approach on this thing. Our water plant years ago was not very good. And it's incredible now. I think you said your goal was top 5. Are we knocking on that door yet?
You're in the top 20.
The top 20 in the state. That's a really big deal. So, great job to the team there. Also, Ricky and his team have recently revamped our Welcome to King signs, and they look very nice. So, thank y'all for what you do there. I appreciate the work you put in. And then also the North Carolina GOP chair Jason Simmons will be in King this week, Wednesday at Little Italy at 6 o'clock. That's a big deal. So definitely something worth looking at. I was also going to ask where we are on planning software. Have we made any progress on that? Or is there any movement on that front at all?
I'd have to check.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. Are things moving forward on our sidewalks? I know we've talked a little bit about sidewalks and connecting those and those things.
Yes, we've selected a firm, and I gotta get that, I've actually got that on the list to work on tomorrow.
You'll see that in December.
Yep.
Okay, great. Fantastic. And then how are things moving forward on our comp plan? Are we closer to selecting someone on it? Okay, all right. All that coming in December. Last is a thank you. I've sat here for 4 years, and my wife brought it to me tonight when I was getting ready for this meeting that, hey, you may not sit there again. And thank you to our employees. Y'all are amazing. I can't say enough good things about you. Y'all have made, I lived here, or I moved here in 2008, lived here. I just knew it was a good place to live. I didn't really know what it took to make this happen. And now I know that everything that happens here happens intentionally. There's somebody who goes out and does those things. I can't say thank you enough to our employees, to our citizens who trusted me with this position. Back when I got elected, I guess it was around 7,000 citizens, and now it's around 8,000 citizens. And to represent that many people is a little bit overwhelming at times. And I know there are people in bigger cities who would probably laugh at that, but in King is quite an honor to do that. So I'm just thankful for the past 4 years of having the privilege to sit here to do what I do, and hopefully go out and vote, and start tomorrow as the beginning of 4 more years. So thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Councilwoman Fowler.
Yes, I just want to say thank you to our 3 new employees who've stayed the whole meeting. Usually
Yes.
people get up and leave, so thank you all for staying. I don't know if you learned anything. Maybe you learned this is boring and you want to do it again, but thank y'all for staying. We appreciate that. I just want to remind everybody of the Veterans Day celebration, 11/11 at 11:30. If you all would come out and support that, we appreciate our veterans and all the things they've done in their service. I could not print that comp plan thing. I thought maybe I would have to, the email you sent, it would never format for me. I don't know if everybody else could print it, but I couldn't. When you send us an email, can you? I never could get it to print. Could y'all print it?
I haven't looked.
Oh, well, I couldn't get it to print, so I was gonna ask about that, but I didn't get here early enough to catch you for that. And, as Michael had said, the Welcome to King signs look really, really good. We appreciate that and all the work that you all do. And I've heard so much about King Fest. I was on vacation during King Fest. Where's Kathy? Oh, there, hey, good to see you. But I've heard so much about that, and it was such a great event, and there were so many people there. So I appreciate the job you do with that, and all of our employees that you have named before that helped you with that. So we do appreciate you all.
Beautiful day for it, too.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I missed it. I was in a rainy place. I wasn't very good that day. And I wanted to ask about the crosswalks. Where are we with that?
Can I back up one time?
Yeah.
You said comp plan, you were talking about strategic plan. right?
Strategic plan, yeah, that's what I want. It was like over the top of the other one or something? Or,
The thing that Rick and I. intended to
yes,
do.
and then you sent an email later.
Oh, I couldn't get that either.
I
The
know.
one he went to, I
Yes.
thought you were talking about the com.
No, I was
didn't-
talking about
Yeah,
that.
I didn't get that
Yes.
strategic plan.
I need to reach back out to Eddie. Eddie, back to the crosswalk.
Okay.
Eddie does still want to do that, so we're kind of waiting to see when they're, what did he say? When
Could we bump Eddie along just a little bit? 'Cause-
we weren't going to do our part, but he did his.
Yeah, that's why I said, could we just bump him along? I got questions about that last week and then again today when I was up there, so. And I appreciate the job that all of you do. Thank you so much. And that's all, and you people up here too. Thank you all for doing this. And vote tomorrow.
That's right.
That's all I got. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Next is Mayor Pro Tem Jane Cole.
Well, I want to tell you that I enjoyed Trick or Treat this year. I am convinced we have a wonderful future ahead of us because so many of those kids that came said thank you. And in fact, I think 2 or 3 of them came back and said something to us. So, you know, we do have a wonderful future, and I'm just excited about that. I want to thank our employees too. I want to thank Kathy. I want to thank Gretchen. I think y'all are doing a fantastic job. We couldn't run the City of King without you. So thank you all very much. And I want to talk a little bit about my veterans. You know, my heart is there, and I love my veterans, and I just appreciate all you do in this community. We could not continue to do things in this community without you, and I'm so glad you have a presence in this community and all the things that you do. Sometimes I can't keep up with all your things, but I love coming to them, and I enjoy it so much. I want to lastly thank the citizens of King for being here and for their contribution to the City of King and all they do. I think all the people who serve on our different boards, committees, and commissions that make a difference in how our city looks and how we function. So I thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I too want to thank all the employees. I think we've got everybody here, didn't we? Okay. Oktoberfest Downtown Group, I thought that was a great hit. We were down here and just had a big time. Trick or treating, Nicole, you had some nice blow-ups out here that the children loved, and I thought that was a great event. Beautiful weather. It was chilly, but I was surprised at some of the people how less clothes they were wearing. Shorts and tank tops, and I had on a jacket and a sweatshirt. So, but it was a beautiful day. Also, leaf pickup has started. Anybody that's looking online, we did have got a new leaf truck to pick up leaves, and then we also had got the other truck running, don't we, Rick? So we're running 2 trucks now. So I was walking today in my neighborhood, and a guy was out there blowing leaves, and he said, "When are you going to start picking up leaves?" I said, "Today." And as a matter of fact, when I left the neighborhood a little bit later, the leaf truck came in my neighborhood. So it's like, I had a good answer for him on that one. I did mention that Mayor Pro Tem and I attended the meeting in Forsyth County about the opioid settlement. Part of King is in Forsyth County, so we are entitled to part of that, I think. I don't know if that's going to have to come from us or get our county commissioners involved, but I'd love to see us take part of that. Also, on October 8th and 9th, City Manager Scott Barrow and I attended a North Carolina League of Municipalities strategic planning workshop. I thought it was really good. It wasn't just a lecture that you sat there for 2 days and you just come away with nothing. We worked through a workbook, sat there together and worked through it, and we tried to answer all the questions that we thought that y'all council members would have answered, not just what we thought. We did that, and then when we sent all of that in, the league comes back with us a strategic planning report. So we've got booklets, and we will be getting with council probably January, starting about in January, and introducing the strategic planning to go from 2025-26 to 2030-31. And the 4 major topics that we picked out of these were economic development, safe and reliable sustainable utility services, revitalizing town infrastructure, and transportation, addressing our transportation needs. You know, some people say it's problems, but, you know, with growth, we have growing pains. But you should be able to see some of this as we work through this and have something to come back with and have a strategic plan. And I do want to thank our city manager greatly, because we worked through that, and I think we were one of the first ones to answer it and maybe even go ahead. So he worked great with me, and I thought we did a great job working through that. So that's things to come. Also, yesterday I was honored to get to go to Capella Church of Christ and give them a proclamation from the city for their 125th anniversary. 125 years in this county for Capella Church of Christ. It was just a very moving. They had a lot of their past preachers there, and it was just really great, just a great event. So just wanted to mention that. Also, I was interested in the crosswalks. I know when Marlene and I were in South Dakota, we noticed a lot of the electrical boxes covered with murals and to depict different things, and I think that'd be something great, because I know they talked about covering those electrical boxes up here in town. So now every time I ride through there, you know, you get to where you have blinders on sometimes and you don't really notice these things. But once you go somewhere else and you see how pretty they can really be, then when you ride back and you see it, it's like, oh, you know, we need to do something about that. So I'd really like for Eddie to work on that too when we get down to that point. I'd like to mention our next meeting will be December the 1st. And then last but not least, tomorrow is the election. So I encourage everyone to go vote. People watching online, go vote. We have people come here all the time complaining about things, and they don't even vote, or they don't even live in our city. And I really like for you to go vote, make your vote count. I know when Councilman Bowles ran for council, what'd you win, 3 votes? Won by 3 votes. Three or four votes. I mean, your vote counts. So I want to make sure that you get out there and vote. So with that being said, I will entertain adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned at 7:04. Thank you for everybody that came.
This is what I was trying to print.
Yes, ma'am.